Well, hi. It's nice to finally see you in person. We talked quite a bit from plain sight, but that was a
It's
long time ago.
good in person, especially with your cool backdrop.
Oh, thanks. So, first, can you just sort of tease like where's Willie going this season? Just sort of tease what your character journey is.
I mean, Willie continues to be the sort of managerial brains of the operation, and especially with the brothers continuing their rivalry slash emotional journey. I think often the one sort of going like, okay, how do we just get through the next hour? So that continues, but also her journey with Crystal continues. Crystal ends the first season as champ. And then the question is how do we sustain that? I mean, she can't continue to just beat up tons of men, but
Yeah.
also we can't have her being beaten up by tons of men. So it's sort of a pickle. And then at one point in the season, Jack has to go away and find Ace, and I'm left in charge. Willie's left in charge, and she's actually for the first time in her life getting to book matches and write scripts, and is getting to use that side of her brain, which is I think the part of her that made her fall in love with wrestling in the first place. I mean, I think she wanted to wrestle and never got that opportunity. So that's a big thrust of her journey this season is watching her as a mentor for Crystal, but also sort of starting the women's division of their promotion.
Now, let me ask you, just out of curiosity, how much did you know about wrestling before you started working on the show? Because I know I knew nothing till I
Yeah,
started watching this pretty
yeah.
much.
I did not know a lot. I knew a little, but not a lot, and now I know a lot more. I mean, I grew up in New Jersey. My brother watched wrestling, so I knew a little bit just from having it on, but not enough.
All right, I was just curious.
Yeah.
So like, what surprised you, I guess, about where your character is now compared to when you first took the role? Is there anything that really you didn't expect, or did they kind of tell you back then where she was headed, or?
No, I mean, not so much. And I don't know if they knew. Um, I like that part about television, actually. I like sort of, I mean, when you do a movie or a play, you know exactly where you are and where you're going and where you're going to end up. And with television, it's, you might find out you're the killer in episode 3. So I love that part of this medium. Um, it's surprising, one of the things I love about how they've written Willie is that she's very together in some ways, super together in some ways, and a little bit of a hot mess as well, which I think is wonderful, because I think often when, especially in a show that's populated by a lot of men, I think sometimes women characters have to be the sort of like the mommy or the moral center, and Willie's like a bit of a drunk and a bit of a,
Yeah.
she smokes too much, she drinks too much, and she's in a lot of pain in some ways. I don't know that she probably is the best wife and mother. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate the way they wrote that, because I think, like, in the world, women are more complex. And I think I love that.
I was going to say, what part of her do you, I guess, connect with the most? Because obviously, I'm guessing she's probably not a lot like you.
No, not in
So,
that way. I have 3 daughters, and I hope I'm doing a better job than
yeah.
although I have my days. Probably the thing I relate the most to is, and I think most women can probably relate to this, is working in a world filled with a lot of men and managing their moods. I think women have not been afforded the same luxury of just having a feeling and then sharing it.
Yeah.
Most women have scars on their tongues from biting their tongue all day. We don't share every thought and need.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate they're telling me I'm out of time, but
Nice to meet you.
enjoyed the season. So
Thank you very much. Thanks, Amy.
thanks. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Bye bye.